You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is the case of Clay Edmond versus Rudolph.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Miss Clay Edmond, you are in court on behalf of your son, DeAnthony, who tragically died in a car accident.
Yes, Your Honor.
You want to prove that he is not the biological father of the defendant's 2-year-old daughter, Debria. You say Miss Rudolph is trying to swindle money from the family, and you have evidence to prove another man is the father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Rudolph, you say this baby was planned by you and the deceased, Mr. Clay, and you are adamant he is the father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Clay Edmond, why do you believe she's claiming this baby is your son?
Because she's a gold digger and she's looking for somebody to take care of her baby.
And that's the only reason?
That's the only reason I can see at this point.
And so elaborate, ma'am.
The day my son died, it was tragic. So the next day, I get a call from Miss Rudolph through Messenger, Facebook, claiming that my son, which died the day before, that he was the father of her then 1-year-old, or going to be 1-year-old at the time.
Did your son ever say anything about the baby, a 1-year-old?
No, Your Honor. I didn't know anything about the baby or her. Miss Rudolph.
And were you and your son very close?
Yes, Your Honor. We was very close. When she first came to me, yes, I wanted to accept the baby because she said this was my son, baby. I'm hurting. Anything connected to him, I wanted to be a part of. So when all of this went about, we accepted the baby, we put her on their obituary, we bought her things for Christmas, we did all of that. Then after all of this went down, that's when we started getting messages from different people saying that she was doing this for money, that it was another young man named on the birth certificate, and the little baby had another man's name.
Okay, that was a mouthful. Miss Rudolph, were you in a relationship with DeAnthony?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you all were in a relationship for about how long before his passing?
4 or 5 months.
And you say he lived with you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you aware that your son was living with
No, ma'am.
a woman?
No, ma'am.
Continue. He moved in with you, and you say you planned
Both
this
of
baby?
us planned to have this baby. No, they were not around. No, I did not meet them. We both planned this.
He was already in a relationship. It's an on and off thing with the previous baby mama. They was at an off, and she just so happened to be the one he dealt with, I guess, for as whatever.
And these are pieces of the puzzle you've put together now after the fact, because you're saying when your son was alive, he never spoke of Miss Rudolph.
Spoke of her.
He never spoke of the baby.
No, he never spoke of her.
But you did testify that when you first heard about Debria, you accepted her because you felt like that was a piece of your son.
That's what at first.
And so
until
when
the
she
lies
first
came
messaged
about.
you, you accepted the
Yes,
baby. You said you started buying things for the
yes,
baby?
I bought her stuff for the funeral, and then we also bought stuff for Christmas.
All right.
So, you know.
And at what point then, you have tragically lost your son, and I'm so very sorry for your loss. You lose your son. You find out he has a baby, an almost 1-year-old child. And you say, well, this is a piece of him. I am going to embrace this child.
Yes.
At what point do things turn bad?
When I started receiving phone calls about the other guy being the baby's father.
Who was calling you? What happened?
I mean, different people that know of her. You know, like I said, I don't know her, so I can't say. I can only go what they was calling me. And then also the fact the guy that's supposed to be the baby dad, I heard a conversation that we was all on the 3-way, and he's telling me about her telling him she knew 100% sure he was the father before he signed the birth certificate.
Excuse me.
So another man said he was the biological father of Debria.
Yes.
Excuse me.
And your son was not.
Yes.
And he signed the birth certificate.
Yes.
Miss Rudolph, how do you respond to that?
After I cut him off and had no dealings with him, I got back with my baby's father.
And
he
the
knew
only
that
reason
I
why
was
you
pregnant.
did it because you want to get back with him, so that's why you did what you did.
No.
But you're not gonna stand here and tell this judge that my son planned a baby with you.
He did.
He can't take care of himself. So why in the world would he get with a young lady whom he just met
He just met
and
He didn't
plan
just
a
meet me.
baby? He is not that baby's father because when he asked her, she told him, we have
Wait
no
a minute, you
ties
said you
together.
never heard of Miss Rudolph.
Thank you. Thank you.
You said you never heard of Miss Rudolph.
Not for say as her, it's just a baby. When I went to him, I said, DeAnthony, if that baby is yours, you need to step up and be a father to her if it's yours. He said, Mama, I've been trying to talk to this girl when she first said something about the baby. He's not referring to Brittany. He referring me as her. So her can be anybody.
All right, I'd like to hear from your witness. Ma'am, please stand. State your name for the court.
My name is Ashley.
Ashley, last name?
Clay.
You are
DeAnthony's cousin, first cousin,
his first cousin.
sister, all of that.
Okay.
Best friend, everything.
Okay.
Everything.
All right. And what do you know about this situation?
What I know about this, me and Anthony was really close. He was my best friend. And for her to be like, they planned a baby, he never, that is a lie.
What do you know about the issues surrounding her paternity?
I know that there's another guy on the birth certificate that is not DeAnthony's.
Does anyone have the birth certificate here?
Yeah, he on.
You do?
Yeah.
Jerome, will you please hand that to me?
Thank you.
This is the birth certificate for Debria Taylor Rudolph,
Yes, Your Honor.
and there is another man listed.
Yes, Your Honor.
So did you think about putting DeAnthony's name on the birth certificate since you believe he was truly the biological father, Miss Rudolph?
To be honest, I was gonna take that off and put nobody up there.
Yeah, and I also got a picture of the other guy that's supposed to be listed
Right.
on the birth
Holding the
certificate.
baby.
He has a whole bunch of pictures of her. He has
Yes,
a whole bunch
a
of
whole lot of them.
He has a whole bunch of
But he's not the dad.
Okay.
It don't matter.
All right, let me
It
see.
don't matter.
Let me see this. Jerome, will you
Okay,
pass
so
me
where
this
does
evidence?
my son fit in all of this? Why didn't he get that chance? Why didn't he get a chance to hold her?
Thank
Why
you.
didn't he get the chance to say this was his
'Cause he
baby?
said she
He
wanted
went on
So
the
hold on, Miss Clay. I'd like you to describe to the court. What is this picture of? This is a.
That's a picture of Debria as she was an infant look like, and it says daddy and princess.
Right.
Oh.
And that's not my cousin.
What is a person to think when they see something like this after you done told me that my son was the daddy, and then I get to see this and all of this other stuff? So that's why I told her, let's do a DNA, and that will cut out the lies that he said, she said, that they said.
Let me understand this. So you tried to get a DNA test. You requested it.
Yeah.
And you're saying Ms.
It
Rudolph
came
would
through
not
an
respond?
argument. We was arguing.
It doesn't
and
matter
she
whether
said,
it
"I
came
will
through an
pay for
argument,
it."
whether it came
They
through a
never
letter,
came to
whether
me
it came
saying,
through
"Yeah, let's
whatever.
do the test."
You did not do the test.
They
Simple
never
and
came to
point
me
blank,
saying,
period.
let's do the test. It came through an argument. I told them, yes, we can
What
do a
argument
test.
though? What argument? I
Through
don't.
Facebook.
Okay, what the argument was about? The lies.
The child.
The lies.
It was
That's what-
basically
it's
about the
never about
lies.
the child. The child is innocent.
The
The child is innocent,
Very
baby.
innocent.
That's what it's about. The child
The
is
lies that you've been
We're
telling.
here because you
That's hidden
lied
secrets.
about who was the daddy from the beginning. You just don't know what you have done because for one, you got a whole nother family that thought this baby was there, that they is taking care of this baby,
They
keeping
never
this
took
baby.
care of my child.
It doesn't matter, but you
They
done told
never.
these people that.
So-
why would you put his name on
the
there
birth
knowing
certificate.
that?
I was with him.
And it was
said
a
that
lie.
my
And
child-
guess who do things like that? People who don't know who their baby father are.
I know who he was.
People who don't know who their baby father are.
All I want is the truth. And she's not gonna stand here and tell you my son playing the baby when I know good God doggone well, he can't even take care of himself. I was taking care of DeAnthony. All I want to know is the truth. And the truth being, why is it so hard
Well,
for
I'm
us
here
to
because she ain't gonna
believe?
downgrade my cousin's name. He's not here to support himself. He's in the ground. And I want to know, if he was here, would you have told him, oh, this is your baby?
No.
Since he's here, because you did
No.
not
I
tell him that when he was
understand
alive.
nothing.
All right, all right. Ma'am, I'd like to hear from you. Please stand. State your name for the court.
I'm Kiara Gaston.
Miss Gaston. I can see you were very emotional sitting there. Who Who are
I'm
you?
here because I was there the whole time. That's why I'm here.
So you was there when
I
he
was
got
there
the
when
baby?
I was there, Your Honor, when DeAnthony told my cousin he wanted to have a baby girl. He wanted Brittany to have his baby girl. I was there. I was there when she found out she was pregnant. I went with her to the clinic. She called DeAnthony. He was at her house. We all stayed together. He was at the house. Brittany called him and told him she was pregnant. He was happy at first. It's like when he found out he had another baby on the way, and she found out that he was talking to other females. That's when he wanted to switch it up and make it seem like he didn't want the baby no more. That's why she said that she didn't want no dealings with him. And they don't even know. They was not
at
there.
any point, did he accept this child? He was still on this earth for almost a year, and the child was here, alive and well. Did he accept Debria? Did he ever see her, hold her, spend time with her?
No, Your Honor.
Never. Never laid eyes on her.
Never seen.
He seen a picture of her.
We all seen a picture.
And
of
that I'm talking to the judge. He seen a picture of her. He wrote me in my inbox before he died and was like, "Do I have could he see a picture of the baby?" When I sent the picture, he was saying and I had a proof right here if you want to see it.
Yes, I'd like to see that, please. Jerome, will you please hand me that evidence? He sent you a message. It says, "Hey, how you been? Straight. Could you send me some pics of your beautiful girl?" Response, "For what? I just wanted to see her, but never mind, Britt." You presented this evidence to say he reached out to see a picture of the baby.
Yes, ma'am. And
Did
if
you
it
send the
wasn't
picture of the baby?
Yes, ma'am. And if I'm saying, if it wasn't his baby and if he didn't care, he wouldn't even want to see a picture of her. He wouldn't be studying her, period.
Your Honor, I just don't believe he got with her now, and to say, I want this young lady right here that got other kids, not sure who her baby dad is, to be the father of her
Excuse me,
baby.
Your Honor.
Come on. And then
Just
far
like
as
she
seeing
said,
a
she
picture,
didn't-
if
he
he
can't
want,
take care of
who
himself.
wouldn't want
She
to see a
said this
picture?
man can't take care of himself. He's
couldn't.
staying with my cousin. We
Okay, then.
teenagers. Of course, teenagers gonna have sex. That's just normal if they stand together. He told her he wanted her to have his baby girl. He
All right.
told her that.
All right,
Hey, can I
listen.
say something?
Listen, yes, ma'am.
And
What would
she
you
don't
like to
even know
add
what's
before we
going
go
on.
to the results, Ms.
She
Fowler?
don't even know.
My cousin came to me.
She was not there.
My cousin was at my house
She wasn't
every
there.
day. I'm talking
You wasn't there.
24/7, 7 days
You
a week.
went.
When I got off
I
work,
was.
he was at my house.
Just a minute.
Like I say, he was my brother. He was there. One morning, I wakes up, he in the living room, sitting down. He like, "Cuz." I'm like, "What's going on, cuz?" He was like, "Man, this girl trying to say, she pregnant with my baby." I'm like, "Who?" I said, "Well, did you ask her, is it your baby, or do you feel like it's your baby?" He said, "No." I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, did you ask her, is it your baby?" He said, "She told me no." I said, "Well, okay, what kind of chick is she?" He explained to me what kind of female she was. I said, that's what she is. But I told him, I
They
said,
don't even know me.
I said,
But listen.
We don't know
They
you.
know
You
They know
incorrect.
what
We
Greg
don't know.
But at the end of the day, ladies, let's get some order. At the end of the
day.
day, through this testimony, what I am finding to be true is that Debria was born, and on 2 occasions with you, Ms. Clay Edmond, his mother, he mentioned that there was a baby.
Yes, he did.
And then with his cousin, Miss Clay, he mentioned there was a baby.
Yes, he did.
He didn't believe he was the father of this baby.
because she told him that he
And
wasn't.
that's why we're here, Your Honor. We're
He
not
told-
trying to say that he could never be the dad or nothing like that.
That's
Just-
my point. Do you want the results?
I do.
Yes.
I
All
do.
right, let's get them. Jerome?
Because I know him.
And I want to know if he was alive. Like, would you have still let this man?
We're
this is
here
your
just to
child.
see
If he was
if this
alive to
baby
this day, Your
belong to
Honor,
us
what,
or not.
what, would
Go
we be
ahead,
here
Your
today?
Honor. Just
Would we
before
be
I
here
ask you.
today if he was alive, Your Honor? That's my whole situation.
All
That's
right.
my whole. I'm like, ooh.
Do we want to get the results?
Yeah, we want to.
All right. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. Because there wasn't a blood card available to test the DNA of the deceased, DeAnthony Clay, we performed a DNA test with his surviving parent, Rashawn Clay Edmond. In the case of Clay Edmond versus Rudolph, when it comes to 2-year-old Debria Rudolph, it has been determined by this court the percentage of relatedness between Ms. Clay Edmond and Debria Rudolph is 99.98%.
Thank you.
Okay, so what?
Okay, well, good. I'm glad. I have closure now because this has
glad.
been weighing on me for a while. To be knowing that it may be a baby or not. But I'm glad to know that Debria is my grandchild.
Ms. Rudolph, I know it's difficult, but we're here now. Your child, you've said from the beginning, this was her father. We're here in this moment. His family is right across the aisle, and she has a right to know who they are and to spend time with them since she won't have him. Would it be okay if you allow Debria to see her grandmother again and her auntie again in my chambers?
See what I'm saying?
Just let her think.
With that.
Just give her a minute. Miss Rudolph, what did you say?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. I will meet you there. Court is adjourned.